Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
We start with a breaking news alert out of Minnesota. The number of cases in the state has risen for the second consecutive day. There are now 60 confirmed cases, all clustered near the Twin Cities. As of this afternoon, there have been 2,336 Minnesotans tested for the disease. We will have more information on this continuing spread tonight on Valley News Live. New for you at noon, as more coronavirus cases appear in the state, the Minnesota House approved a $200 million combat disease bill. The bill was passed unanimously just after 3 o'clock this morning. It will allocate $150 million for a new health care response fund. The State Department of Health will create grants for health care providers to use while fighting COVID-19, including testing services. The other $50 million will go towards an existing account used by ambulance services, clinics, hospitals, and long-term care facilities. This is the latest measure taken by the state after Governor Tim Walz ordered all bars and restaurants to temporarily close their dining rooms. That goes into effect at 5 p.m. today. Also new at noon, today marks the second day in a row with multiple break-ins reported in the morning hours. According to a release from the Fargo Police Department, they believe that these crimes are linked to the Felony Lane gang and are targeting gyms and daycares in the metro. These smash and grab crimes are targeted between 5 and 6:30 a.m. at gyms and from 6 to 8 a.m. at daycares. Police suggest removing all valuables from your vehicle, including purses, wallets, phones, and laptops. If you see any suspicious activity, dial 911 immediately. It's now 12:03 and looking nice and sunny on this Tuesday. Let's check in with First Alert Storm Team meteorologist Nathan Hopper to see if it'll last this rest of the week.
Yeah, Abby, definitely looking nice out there. We had the sunshine out since it rose early this morning, and I expect it to stick around for the rest of the afternoon as well. A live look at our Valley Sky Cam here in South Fargo, looking toward that blue sky. And the good news is the sun has teamed up with the bit of a south wind today to warmer temperatures a little faster than I thought they would, but you can see just how clear those skies are. Maybe a few thin clouds up north, but really no concerns there. Already in the lower 30s in the Southern Valley, mid-30s for our friends in Sisseton and in Aberdeen. Still hanging on to 19 in Langdon is one of the cooler spots, but the temperatures have warmed quite a bit quicker than I thought they would today, which is good news for your afternoon plans. And you can see there's those winds turning to a more southerly direction, bringing in some of that more mild air from the southwest at 10 miles per hour in Aberdeen. And so we will see, of course, those temperatures rising into the 30s for this afternoon. Plenty of sun, winds turning southerly due south this afternoon, helping to warm temperatures in the low 30s. And in Grand Forks, expect temperatures to stay in the 20s for this afternoon. But again, plenty of sun out there. But of course, I am watching a system that does look to bring some impacts, Abby, to the Central Plains. And we'll talk about that in more detail coming up in a couple minutes.
All right, Nathan, we'll check in with you again soon.
Sounds good.
Gas prices continue to fall sharply during the coronavirus outbreak. 13 states have averages of $2 or less per gallon of regular gasoline. With schools closed, large events canceled, and increasing numbers of people working from home, vehicles are being driven less. The result is an oversupply of gas at a time when demanded, along with prices are usually on the upswing, according to AAA. Here are the cheapest spots to fill up in the FM Metro, according to GasBuddy.com. The Love's Truck Stop on 39th Street is the cheapest at $1.84 per gallon. Costco has gas for $1.85 per gallon, and numerous Casey's in Fargo are at $1.87. Grand Forks area food pantries are changing services to minimize the risk for citizens and meet increased demand. Starting today, all food boxes will be pre-packed to allow for more social distancing. Food boxes will be provided on Tuesdays and Thursdays to individuals and families in need. You must call 772-6600 before 10 a.m. on the day you would like your food box. You will need a photo ID to pick up your box. There's a limit of 1 food box per month per household. Anyone who would like to donate cleaning supplies or food items for use by pantries may bring donations to the Grand Forks Salvation Army between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. After hours, they can be dropped off at Northland's Rescue Mission. Since midnight, foreign travelers coming from the UK and Ireland have been banned from entering the U.S. The two countries were added to the restricted list after experiencing a surge in coronavirus cases. Elizabeth Palmer is in London with more.
Nous sommes en guerre.
We are at war. French President Emmanuel Macron said as he announced that as of noon today, French people should only go outdoors to buy necessities or to get to work. Schools, restaurants and cafes have been closed. In Britain, too, the Prime Minister announced new measures.
It looks as though we're now approaching the fast growth part of the upward curve, and without drastic action, cases could double every 5 or 6 days.
To slow it down, people here are being encouraged to avoid public spaces, though pubs, restaurants and even gyms are still open. Spain, which saw an explosion of cases last week, is virtually shut down. And at European land borders, travel is set to be further restricted and in some places shut down completely. Italy, which has been especially hard hit, is still struggling to bring the infection rate under control. And Italians are learning to cope with a new reality.
Every 2 days we take a walk.
Chinese medical workers have arrived in Italy to share their experiences with the Italians. But the WHO says beating this virus depends on one key thing.
We have a simple message for all countries: test, test, test.
The message from all officials here is this is going to get worse before we turn the corner and start improving. But there is a little ray of hope from the place where this all kicked off. Wuhan in China today reporting only one single new case. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, London.
Currently, there are 4,661 cases of coronavirus in the U.S., with over 187,000 cases worldwide. For a live look at the spread of the illness, just go to our website, valleynewslive.com. In our consumer alert this afternoon, retail sales fell in February, a sign of weakness before the coronavirus pandemic hit with full force. The Commerce Department says retail sales dropped 0.5 percentage point in February. The retail sales report doesn't cover the past week when the U.S. economy grounded to a near halt. Economists believe the hit to consumer spending, which accounts for 70% of economic activity, will push the country into a recession. Nordstrom became the first department store chain to announce it would temporarily close all 380 stores, including 116 department stores. It said it was calling off its annual financial guidance, noting a slowdown in consumer demand, particularly in areas impacted by the coronavirus. The Seattle-based chain will close all of its locations, including its off-price division Nordstrom Rack, in the U.S. and Canada beginning Tuesday for 2 weeks. Nordstrom said its e-commerce operations, which made up about a third of its 2019 sales, will remain open. Coming up at noon, as state governments begin to shut down, restaurants across the country are going to. We talked to some restaurant workers about how they are dealing with these changes. But next, weather to plan your day.